close at 9, but the lobby is full at 9 o'clock because it's party time. Like, y'all about to have a whole weekend. We're closed. Like, I feel like they were basically coming in to get their
filled up
for the weekend.
Oh my gosh. So when I told him that, he got an attitude with me. When I said no, and I said I won't ever go back. Like, this is the family doctor. Like, he was my grandmama's doctor. He was my daddy's doctor. And that made me not trust him, because for you to get an attitude because I'm refusing very strong medicines, because I feel like he writes
it was so quick. Yeah, he should have known that it. But, you know, so this documentary was talking about these drug companies who they give you kickbacks based on how many prescriptions you write.
Wow.
So if you're writing for this, then you're considered like Doctor of the Year, whatever. They bring your office in. They have you go around and speak to other doctors about it, and they give you like thousands of dollars. So this particular situation was Mobile, Alabama. And this doctor had it worked out so that it was a pharmacy and a clinic in the same place that he owned. And basically everybody was just strewn out on drugs. Like, they just were all under this opioid. And the thing is, the pharmaceutical company introduced this, it's a cancer pain medicine that they were prescribing just to anybody. Like, say you would go into the pain clinic and say, I hurt my shoulder. All right, here you go. This really strong cancer pain medicine. What? And there was a black lady on there who was like, she said, and this was her account, she said, as soon as I took it, I knew that I was going to be strung out on this. Like, the one pill that she took was like, she could tell that it was going to be something that she was going to change her life. She said that her daughters would come in and find her just knocked out. Like, she would take her little pain medicine and go to sleep. She said one time she fell asleep on a heating pad, and her daughters woke her up, and her breasts were bleeding because she did not feel the pain of the heating pad burning her on her chest. Like, that's how strong that stuff was. And this woman was like, I never passed liquor through my mouth ever my whole life. She's like, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't have addiction problem. None of that. But she was like, this one pill turned my life all the way around. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. So she even said, and these people were blowing the whistle because at this point, people who were patients were dying from going to that clinic. She said every time she went, they were giving her a higher dosage. And she didn't have the ability to say, like, no, because she was addicted. She's like, of course I'll take more. Like, why not? She said she went in there and the nurse practitioner fell asleep on her. And she was like, I could tell by the way she fell asleep that she was addicted too. So the nurse practitioners, the PAs, the doctors, like, everybody was strung out because it was coming so easily for them. Like, they could just prescribe. Everybody got some. So I was watching that show like, what?
Do you remember the name of the show?
It was a Newsweek something, but Newsweek Journal something. It was late. Girl. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was sitting up here watching this, glued to the TV.
I know you were.
Girl, ran to school the next day telling my students about opioids. But the point is, this brings me to the article that was posted.
I'm about to try to see if I can look it up for the audience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we could probably post that. We could probably find it. But we know in politics, it's been kind of, you hear the crisis against opioids, you hear all this. But the article that I read hit home so closely to me because I'm not going to lie, like in the 80s, I had a lot of family members who were addicted to crack. Mm-hmm. So the article was something like, why all the sympathy for opioid addicts versus crack addicts? Because a crack addict back in the day, you know, they were written off, family closed the doors on them, thrown in jail, homeless, living in a crack house, like all this. But they said that in the article that Kroger is now prescribing this anti-opioid medicine for free for addicts. So basically, they can go there and take this medicine that's going to help them come off of it.
Back out.
But where was the anti-crack? Like, I just feel like, and so the article was saying, like, America has an issue with color because the majority of people that are addicted to the opioids or in the opioid crisis are not Black people. And the majority of people that were addicted to crack, and thank God, like, a lot of my family are off and clean of it. But, like, I remember clearly that it was a serious thing. There was not one family affected that wasn't affected in the neighborhood I lived in by crack. Yeah. Aunt, uncle, distant relative, somebody. You know what it looks like. You know that there was satire around it. Even the term crack baby came up. And that was a thing. So, but it wasn't a sensitive thing. It wasn't let's take care of these crack babies. No. Let's help. You know, and even to this day, when I hear teachers refer to some kids as crack babies, it's never like a sensitive thing. It's like, I got all these babies, you know, crack babies in the class. And it's like, these people they need help, and no one ever helped.
So who taught all these teachers how to identify a crack baby?
Media.
Because I was going to say, they will sure enough throw that one out fast.
Quick, fast, and hurry. And what is the name for a baby who was born under opioid influence? Like, we don't even, it's just so deep. It's so deep. And so the article ends in America needs to take a closer look at how we're treating individuals. And there's so many people that are strung out on these opioids, and you're saying that's a mental health issue, that's an addiction issue. But a lot of other people 30 years ago, same drug crisis funneled into the streets, and they did not have that same ability.
Grace.
Kroger wasn't giving out any of that
same grace.
No.
These
are our people. And so it almost makes me like, this is like the sci-fi part of me. You know how, like, in sci-fi, there's the zombies, and some people think you can save them because they're still real people, and some people think you just better just to kill them. I feel like the opioid is like we can save them, they're still good people, but then there's that other drug addict who is just like, it's not worth it. You might as well just scratch the whole neighborhood and start over again.
Yeah, throw the whole thing away.
It's just, And
then we can gentrify.
Right, then we can take over the neighborhood and build a Whole Foods.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that's the elephant in the room. I just think it's something to think about. Think about it before we label certain addictions clean and certain addictions not. Even an opioid dealer is a doctor. And think of the way that we have identified crack dealers. They're in jail.
Oh my gosh.
They are thugs. Right. They have their pants sagging. Like, it's a whole different, but it's the same thing. You're doing the same exact thing. These pharmaceutical companies, these pain management clinics are all doing the same thing, but we are treating it totally different nowadays. Now, I hope it's a result of learning more, seeing more, having more compassion, but I feel like the fact that we even have to say that there was a color involved, just kind of lets us know that it's still America. Like,
it is. Girl, it is so uncomfortable, but definitely since the 80s.
It's a whole different thing.
Those code words.
Right. They're predators. They have, like, mental disorder. Like, it's just so many things that were surrounding around crack abuse. And then I don't think anyone ever said it was crack abuse. I just feel like it was drug addicts. Like,
oh yeah,
I can't remember, because abuse means
that's just like the cocaine versus crack whole syndrome.
Like Whitney Houston, crack is whack. But yeah, heroin and all those other things is like you can bounce back from it, or there's the appearance that you can bounce back from certain drugs, and then certain drugs you just gone forever.
Right. And
it just means that there's this color of skin that would just be gone forever, and the other drugs that other people are using, you just bounce it back. Like, I don't understand how, in my life, I never understood how that could happen. that one group of people would just be crackheads for life and never get rehabilitated, never get help, when others used crack and went to rehab and now they're fine. Like, I don't know.
Right. You're right. It's not right. You're right, but it's not right.
It's confusing and it's real.
It is. It isn't confusing. It's very clear. That's why it's an elephant.
It is. It is. So the next time you think about opioids, you just, have compassion, but just remember the crack
is not whack.
I wonder.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, I could tell you stories about crack.
Pause it and tell me.
No. I mean, it's not personal stories, but it's just like I remember certain things about certain people in our family bubble where it was like, don't trust them, don't bring a person in the house, like just stuff like that you just know growing up that they're not like they're like outlaws or outcasted.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And now in retrospect, I was like, oh, it's because they had problems. They would steal from you, or they would break in, or they would do all this stuff. And I'm trying to figure out if anybody was really trying to help them in our family. Or was it just like they on that stuff?
That's it. They on that stuff. That's it. That's the phrase. No, I don't think anybody was trying to help.
What was Kroger? Was Safeway? Like, was
Kroger so much more now than it was back then.
Because they got the whole "just say no" from Nancy Reagan. Like, that was a thing.
War on drugs.
War on drugs.
AKA. That was code for. War on drugs.
No.
War on.
Oh, gosh.
Didn't you watch 13th?
I did.
Stay woke.
Mm-hmm. You stay woke.
That was good, but it made me mad, though. But I guess that's why it's the elephant.
That's why it's the elephant. Okay, so what's our next topic? So what we forgot to talk about was Easter Sunday passed. Okay. So in my mind, I feel like Easter there's a lot of prep that goes into it.
Oh my gosh. Are you talking like about the baskets or just in general?
I'm talking about the fashion that goes into Easter outfits.
Right.
Which is a Southern thing.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is it Southern? Mm-hmm. Or is it Southern black? Or is it Southern white? Or is it just Southern?
Growing up, I do remember getting dressed for Easter nicely, but I don't remember new shopping spree, get this stuff. And high school kids they don't even get cute church stuff. They get like Jordans.
Really?
Like they're getting new clothes for Easter, but it's not even like, it's not related to the fact that you're going to look your best for Jesus. It's just a thing. And I'm like, I said, oh, y'all went to church? No.
That's a huge.
I just got that for Easter.
So, okay, so this is just perfect for our new segment, W3.
Yes, where what, when.
Mm-hmm. So, when we were.
I hate you.
Kids. Mm-hmm. What we were supposed to wear when we went to church was our, girl, my mama used to love them darn fold down lace socks.
Yes, and white patent leather shoes with the buckle across the top. So
like that was a must. My little girls, I do not let them wear lacy socks, and I do not let them wear patent leather shoes.
I feel like the time has passed for mine. Like, I think it's super cute, but I tried to pull out one of the dresses that had like a little bit of rough. She's like, that's like a baby. And I was like, oh, you're not too old. And she's like, but last year she was hobo chic. Yeah. Boho chic with lace. Yeah, hobo. With little flower girl. It was cute.
I remember that.
So I think she's probably thought at that point she graduated from the little girl cute little dress to be like a it's still a cute little dress. Like, it still went